I thought I understood celebrations. I really did. I grew up in the United States where celebrations are planned weeks ahead. Food is assigned in group chats, and everyone politely leaves before it gets too late because someone has work in the morning. Then I came to the Philippines, walked into my first Barrio Fiesta, and realized I had been living my entire life on celebration training wheels. It started as a simple comparison in my head. 4th of July BBQ back home versus a Filipino Barrio Fiesta. Fireworks versus banderitas, hot dogs versus lechon. Easy, right? I figured I'd rate which one was wilder and move on. What I didn't expect was that this comparison would completely change how I understand community, joy, and what it means to actually celebrate. In the US, the 4th of July is our big moment. Red, white, and blue everywhere, flags on lawns. Someone grills burgers that are always slightly burnt. You hear the same playlist of patriotic songs and early 2000s pop hits. People show up with folding chairs, kids run around with sparklers, and someone inevitably complains about the heat while holding a cold beer. It's fun, it's familiar, and it usually wraps up neatly after the fireworks show. There's a structure to it. You know when it starts, you know when it ends, you know who's invited. You RSVP. You bring what you said you'd bring. There's a sense of independence even in how Americans celebrate together. Everyone has their own space, their own plate, their own cooler. We're together, but we're also very clearly individuals. Now let me tell you what happened when I walked into a Barrio Fiesta. First of all, no one really invited me. I was just there. I was walking through a small town, following music that seemed to be coming from everywhere at once, and suddenly I was in it. Tables lined the streets. Houses were wide open. People I had never met were waving me over like they'd been waiting for me all day. Before I could even ask what was happening, someone handed me a plate. Not asked, handed. Rice, pancit, fried chicken, lumpia, and something I couldn't identify but was told to eat anyway. In the US, offering food is polite. In the Philippines, refusing food feels like a crime. The music wasn't coming from one place. It was coming from everywhere. Karaoke machines competing with live bands. Someone singing heartbreak ballads at full volume while kids danced in the street. Firecrackers popping randomly, not at a scheduled time. Just whenever someone felt like adding chaos to the mix. And the people, oh my god, the people. In an American 4th of July BBQ, you mostly know everyone there. Friends, family, neighbors. At a Barrio Fiesta, I swear the entire town shows up. Old people, babies, cousins of cousins, friends from another barangay. People who just heard there was food. In the US, we celebrate independence. The 4th of July is about freedom, history, and national pride. It's symbolic. In the Philippines, a Barrio Fiesta celebrates community. It's usually tied to a patron saint, but what it really celebrates is togetherness, survival, identity. The idea that no matter how hard life gets, today we eat. Here's where things get really different. In America, hosting a 4th of July BBQ is a choice. In the Philippines, hosting a fiesta feels like a responsibility. Families save money all year for it. Some even go into debt just to make sure they can feed everyone who shows up. That shocked me. As an American, the idea of spending money you don't have on a party sounds irresponsible. As a guest in a Filipino barrio, it feels like the purest expression of generosity I've ever seen. Let's talk food, because this is where the fiesta completely destroys the 4th of July BBQ. American BBQ food is great. Don't get me wrong, burgers, hot dogs, ribs, potato salad. It's comforting. It tastes like summer, but it's predictable. At a Barrio Fiesta, the food feels endless. Lechon with skin so crispy it crackles when you bite it. Dishes that have been cooked since dawn. Recipes passed down for generations, and no one lets you leave hungry. In the US, you serve yourself. In the Philippines, someone serves you, then serves you again, then watches to make sure you actually finish your plate. I lost count of how many times I said, "I'm full," only to be handed dessert. Now let's talk drinking, because this is where both cultures show their true colors. 4th of July drinking is casual. Beers and coolers, maybe a few cocktails. People pace themselves. Someone always reminds everyone to drink responsibly. In a Barrio Fiesta, drinking is a sport. Bottles are passed around. Glasses appear out of nowhere. Refusing a drink requires a level of confidence I did not possess, and yet, somehow, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels social. Drinking isn't about getting drunk alone. It's about bonding. Stories come out. Laughter gets louder. Someone cries during karaoke. Someone else hugs them. Life happens in real time. Another huge difference is time. 4th of July BBQs have a schedule. Noon start. Fireworks at 9. Cleanup by 10. In the Philippines, time dissolves. The fiesta doesn't really start when you think it does, and it definitely doesn't end when you expect it to. I asked someone what time it would finish, and they laughed like I'd told a joke. Kids are everywhere, even late at night. In the US, kids usually go home after fireworks. In a Barrio Fiesta, kids fall asleep on plastic chairs while the party continues around them. Life doesn't pause because it's late. It flows. What really hit me was how welcome I felt. At a 4th of July BBQ, being a guest means you're polite, grateful, and slightly careful not to overstep. At a Barrio Fiesta, being a guest means you're family now. People wanted to know where I was from, why I was there, whether I'd eaten enough, and whether I'd be back next year. No one cared that I was American. No one cared that I didn't fully understand the traditions. They cared that I was present. So, which is wilder? If you define wild as fireworks, explosions, and patriotic intensity, the 4th of July wins. American fireworks are serious business. Organized shows, massive crowds, dramatic finales. Barrio Fiestas don't compete on spectacle in the same way. But if you define wild as emotional openness, generosity, noise, chaos, food, music, and the complete breakdown of personal boundaries in the best possible way, the Barrio Fiesta wins by a landslide. The 4th of July celebrates independence. The Barrio Fiesta celebrates interdependence. One says, I am free. The other says, we are together. As an American, I grew up valuing privacy, planning, and personal space. The Philippines taught me the beauty of shared space, shared food, and shared joy. I didn't just attend a fiesta. I was absorbed into it. So, if you ask me which one is wilder, I'll tell you this. The 4th of July is a party you attend. A Barrio Fiesta is a world you step into. And once you've experienced it, your idea of celebration will never be the same again.